What's up guys, Alex here. Just wanted to do a quick video on why we slide our tandems back on our trailers, which what I mean by sliding tandems back, which is that set of axles right there. We slide them back for loading and unloading purposes. Let me get this zoomed in right here. There we go. We slide them back. It makes the trailer more stable in the dock. On our specific model of trailers, utility, when we set the brakes, it does release all air from the air suspension. And I actually get a peek up underneath the frame here. You can see how our bags, well, actually right now I have the air in it because I'm just kind of sitting here, I'm not in the dock yet. But the air, when we set the brakes, the air automatically drops out. It drops the trailer down and it actually sits on these little pads inside the airbags. And it actually acts as a stabilizer and it stiffens the back end. So you can imagine a forklift coming into the back here of the trailer. And from the ramp, let's see if I can do it with my hand, it sits right here on this back and it's going in and out, and it's bouncing. It's bouncing this whole trailer up and down right here. If the tandems are way up here, which, you know, they're all in different positions, you'll see on the trailers depending on our weight balance. Getting everything right, because we can only do 34 max on these. So you'll see them in all sorts of different positions, but for unloading purposes and loading purposes, you want them back here. It stiffens up the rear, makes it more stable. If you have the tandems up front here and there's a forklift coming in and out, it's gonna have a teeter-totter effect. If you can imagine 2,500 pound or 3,000 pound forklift bouncing around in the back of that, on that back end of the tail there, in and out of the truck, and it actually starts picking up the front end of the trailer in the back of the truck. And I've had that happen where you could see it. You could actually see the front end of that trailer pop up and down, and I've seen it at docks when the trucks aren't hooked, that the landing gear actually pops up off the ground a couple inches because the forklift's going in and out and they didn't slide the tandems back. So almost like putting jacks back there, but some docks now, they have a hook. I wonder if this trailer, see this model doesn't have it because it's a 1.6. But right here, they usually have a hook and you can kind of see where the hook hits, like all that bump marks on there. But the hook comes up under the trailer and it lifts the back end of the trailer up level with the dock and holds it in place. In most places, like those places, you don't have to move the tandems back. I still do. It's an absolute habit no matter where I go to hit those tandems back. And a lot of places like Walmart require you to move them back before you even enter the facility. So yeah, that's pretty much why. And it actually makes loading and unloading a little more comfortable. To make it even more steady, sometimes I drop the landing gear on the ground and I'll drop the air out of the truck airbags and I'll drop the landing gear and it kind of like stiffens the whole thing up. So that way you're not bouncing around in that bunk like a bounce house. But yeah, that's why we move them back. If you see trucks on the highway with them all the way back, some of them aren't adjustable. Some trailers, like tankers, you can't move those tandems, so they're naturally gonna be all the way built and attached all the way to the back of the tank. Most dry vans and reefers like this, they all are gonna have adjustable tandems. Ours don't have the lever, which is pretty cool. Makes it easy. I've pulled some lever ones, like especially the intermodals. So that little silver circle right there, we set the brakes, that's the release valve. So you see those air lines going up and they go to these pins. 1, 2, and then there's 2 more on the other side. Those actually pull in, and then all these holes right here is where they lock in the place. It goes all the way back to, like, I think on this one, like the 14th hole or 16th hole or something like that. And once you're loaded, you pretty much have different spots for the holes to put them in. Like right here, each state has its different maximum. Of course, California, 6th hole or less. Indiana, 7th on state routes, and everywhere else pretty much is a 12th hole or less. You have to also remember, if you're going down the highway with the tandems further back, you are gonna have to compensate for the turns. Because it does stretch the wheelbase out and it's gonna take a lot wider turns to get that puppy to swing around. Otherwise, you're gonna start cutting corners, taking out poles, and running over corners. Of course, when I'm maneuvering in tight docks, I will, even if the tandems are back a bit, like for weight purposes, once you're on a property, that doesn't matter. I'll slide them all the way forward for maneuverability, get in the dock, and then I'll slide them all the way back while I'm in the dock and then bump up. So it's all on your choice. Everybody has their way of doing it. I always push them back no matter where I'm at for unloading. I don't care if they got the dock jacks or not. I'm still gonna do it. It's just out of creature of habit for me doing that. But once I'm unloaded, man, these things go all the way forward for maneuverability, and I'm just headed down the highway like that. Because once I'm empty, it doesn't matter where they're at. You're good to go. With the exception of California, because it's always want it in the 6 holes or less. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, and also we got, of course, our right way gauge. So that actually helps us go right here, right there. That when it's loaded all the way up to the maximum of 34. This one is calibrated and locked. These work really well. It saves me a trip to the scale. I know I've mentioned it before in previous videos. I like them. I love them, man. I don't spend any money at the cat scales because those things have been 4 years here, and I've went to scale only a couple times. And it's mainly to show students how to properly use a cat scale. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe. I'll try to do videos more often. I've just been really busy lately. This is my last load before I go home. So that's gonna be nice. Weather's beautiful here in California. I'm in Santa Maria, by the way, at Okanite. As you can probably tell in the background of the videos, these are wire spools. This place does coat wiring, so we're actually hauling a bunch of plastic pellets for the extruder machines to put that rubber plasticized coating on the outside of electrical wiring. Anything from small gauge all the way up to like the massive power lines you see stretched across the cities, bringing power to everybody's homes. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it if you do click on the video. And also, if you want to hear about anything else, just comment below and ask. I can usually answer, 98% of the questions about trucking or even about the company I drive for. Anyway, thanks, guys.